Too quiet. And I'm an African. We don't keep quiet. I'm going to greet you in Swahili. How many have been to Tanzania?
Yeah.
Up with your hand.
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice. So you know how to answer it. Jambo.
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 Everybody, Jambo.
Jambo.
Yes, yes. That means hi. I am those who have been to Tanzania, and maybe those who haven't been to Tanzania, I think maybe they have seen the Nyaturu, person or people. Those who have seen the Nyaturu, person or people, please come up with your hands.
Barhana, open your hand.
What about you, Agneta?
Yes, yes.
And what about you guys? You are looking at one. I am a Nyaturu. So, this is the history of Lawalawa among the Nyaturu. And that's my name. Those who wanted to have my name, you got it there. Yeah, very short and simple. And then beyond. We communicate. Okay. The Nyaturu is an ethnic and linguistic group in Singida region, in the northern part of Tanzania, central part of Tanzania. The population is about 1.1 million people, and the Nyaturu people are like half of the population, 500,000 people in Singida. And this is me. You see, this is me. The time I met Barhana in 1993, so I have changed a bit. And the Nyaturu practice the rite of passage, which we call Ihongo. And Ihongo, it is including FGM, the type, clitoridectomy, and also it includes intentional tooth extraction. As you can see here, they remove the 2 teeth during the time of circumcision. Here, like this, and then they kick. And then scarification, body scarifications, different types. The visible one is this one, as you can see there. That is this one. Don't ask me why. Now the story comes, so please travel with me, together with me, to Tanzania now. In 1961, for those who know, Tanzania gained its independence from the English under the late President Nyerere, and under his party, which was called Tanganyika African National Union. And then something happened. As we know, when we get changes in our government and so on, colonialism has gone home. So now we are getting our new actions of plan. So what happened in Tanzania in 1967 was the action of plan which was called Arusha Declaration. And that, many things happened. There had to be lots of changes in health, in education, in self-reliance, efforts, etc. But one of the things that happened was to ban female genital mutilation under Arusha Declaration. Eventually, it was banned. But what happened with the Nyaturu people was that they had, but they continued with their ihungu, with big celebrations, because this was an open thing, a happy thing when they're doing this. So they invite people, villages, etc. They do it, especially because after you have been exercised, then you become marriageable, which was very important when you're a Nyaturu girl. And also, it's like your old life dies as a child. Now you are reborn. And this, the message from the government to ban circumcision was not a question for the Nyaturu. They did not take any notice. They continued. As you can see here, the Nyaturu are also warriors. If you have heard of the Maasai, yes? So they are also warriors. They do this, the men, they kill lions. And when they kill lions, they make a hat. And then they go around with this hat. It's a very, very, very important identity. And especially for women, when they get that hat from men, they put it like that, they gain a certain power. So they don't listen from the outside world. This is us. As you can see, this face here tells you all. Don't come here, don't you think you are anybody. I decide how to run my own cultural life. Eventually, Tanzania became very confused because the Nyaturu are not responding. What is going to happen? That's our President Nyerere, and these are the tools that are being used to cut the children, some of them, and this is the flag of Tanzania at that time. The message has to go on, has to pass through. The government says the message has to pass through. The Nyaturu people are stubborn. We have to do something. And what happens? Yes, in 1970, then a larger campaign is now launched to end both tooth extraction and FGM, circumcision. What happens? First of all, the government decides the semi-military field force unit and the police force are now going to be sent, and they are sent to Singida region to stop this, what they call barbaric practice, over a period of 6 months. Not enough with that, now the action is taking place. People are treated roughly, beaten, and held in custody in police cells. Others, women circumcisers, parents, guardians of circumcised children are sent to court where they are convicted and given jail sentences. The army, which was sent to Singida, looks like this. So, now, the army is coming, we are being forced to change this. What happens? New approach. The strategy is being born. The elders, traditional healers, circumcisers must be creative to ensure that FGM continues. Because it means something for us. It's very important. Eventually, as you can see, this is the warrior. A Nyaturu warrior looks like this. The picture was taken in 1960, and it is in the archives in United Kingdoms. What happened? This approach one, that the elders decide, is that now, from now on, we are not going to celebrate. Because if we make celebrations, then they will know, and then they will put us to jail. So what are we going to do? We are not going to celebrate. We are not going to have public discussions about this. We are not even going to mention it. We are going to keep quiet. And you, if you mention it, if you say that you are still doing it, we are going to apply sanctions, very strong sanctions on you. And maybe you can also become an outcast. So what happens? Eventually, that was the first one. We are not talking about FGM, but we are doing it 6 secretly, because the government is going to punish us if they know. But then we have also, somehow, something happens. And that is approach 2. And what is that? Lawa lawa. Now, we are also going to invent even more complicated thing here, called lawa lawa. And what is lawa lawa? For those who speak Swahili, which I'm very happy, many of you do that now. Lawa lawa means candy, sweet in Swahili. So they say, now we are calling something lawa lawa. And what is that? It's the new curse from the ancestors who are angry because the authorities interfere with our tradition. And this curse, how does it come about? We see the children, the swelling and itching of the child's genitals. When we see the child is itching and is swelling, and then we know that that is lawa lawa. We call it lawa lawa. And eventually, we know the cure will be circumcision. Why? To cool down the angry spirits of the ancestors. So, what really is lawa lawa? This is an explanation, medical explanation. Genital or urinary tract infection, thrush, leading fungal genital infections. Sometimes a child gets fever, urinary tract infection. They say that if the child is or sometimes even the child does not get fever, but then there is a big infection here. And what causes this infection? You can see here, lack of water leads to poor hygiene, naturally. Small children are not being washed by water because we don't have enough water. So what do? We wash small children in the sand. You open the feet of the child after defecation, and then you wash in the sand. And eventually the child gets infection. And then somebody will ask you, why do bigger children don't get infections? Because they don't wash their butts in the sand, but they use leaves to clean. So they are much more cleaner than the little ones. Why? Why is this so? Mostly, there is no, among the Nyaturu people, it's very rare that they get to the hospital. That means there is no access to diagnostic and treatment services. Okay? Look here. This is the challenge of poverty. I'm telling you about people who are in this kind of challenge. If I have a little bit, then I will better fend my family, give them food, than go to the hospital and buy antibiotics. This is Singida. This is my village. It looks like this. And Singida, for those who have a little bit geography of Tanzania, Singida is one of the 3 driest and poorest regions in the country. No rain. So, we are getting to the end. How did Lawa Lawa get around the ban on FGM? Why is this cultural tradition very, very difficult to reform? Why are we still talking about this cultural tradition today? Tanzania since 1967 to date, why are we still talking about it? How did Lawa Lawa get around? Fixed the whole thing. This is it. You have 3 things. Circumcisers. In the beginning, they were open, running, and telling people, I am good in cutting, etc., etc. But now, where they were seen secretly going into homes of the families or into the bush. And what? We see that the babies down to 1 year are being cut. This was not a tradition before. And what happens? The mothers, whenever they see the child is having fever and maybe something happening there, they run to the circumcisers. And not only that, but what about the other mothers? who are so scared that maybe their children will never get circumcised at all. The government has interfered. Whenever, yeah, then the brain start working. The mothers start inventing lawa to their children, even so they don't have it. So all the children are becoming victims. And not only that, but we also have traditional healers who have a power. They are very powerful in the community. Everybody depends on traditional healer if they can't buy antibiotics. So what happened with the healers? Then they also start promoting new herbs to encourage the mothers so that they can earn something. This is the survival of the fittest. Huh? And then, not only that, but now we are going to spread the message secretly from one household to another. Nobody talks about the fact that we are circumcising our children. But we will let the whole world know that also there is something that is called lawa lawa. We don't have control on it. We just have to continue. We just have to continue doing it. Bill. So, to make the story short, how Ihungu survived the ban. First you have that Ihungu, I have told you what.
Sorry.
Okay. And Ihungu, I have it in my head. Luckily, I come from that place. Okay. Ihungu, when we practiced that, this particular important rite of passage, we were doing it to make our ancestors happy. Because when we do that, we qualify to become women, and then we are qualified to assure the continuity of our generation. So it is a very important thing which carries the community. So the ancestors are very happy. But then the ban comes, as we will also hear. There are so many countries now that they have the law against female genital mutilation. The ban comes, the government with the police, we kill you, we take you. What happens? They get angry. Are you there? Are you with me? Good. And when they get angry, what happens? Lawa lawa comes. And why lawa lawa comes? Exactly. So this is a vicious cycle. We circumcise our infants, and then when they grow up at the age of the really ritual, we also do it. So now, not only that the children are being circumcised once, but twice, because they have to go through the ritual, the rite of passage. And I would have liked to tell you that the clitoridectomy that we practice, it is a really cruel one. Because we don't sew together, we take the whole clitoris, and eventually you have to do like that until you see the bone of your vagina. And what happens then? There is one main vein that can be cut, and then children bleed to death. So very, very many children bleed during the act. And not only that, the circumcisers themselves, many of them, they have inherited this one, and they are almost like kings and queens. You don't take over until they die. So this is the circumcisers. They get old, they lose eyes, but they still continue. Exactly. So this is what happened. The authorities are coming up in the open. They are doing a good thing. They want to stop this barbaric act. But what happened? It went underground. Now it's up to you to think what really happened. How? How did this message got dust? This is how it got dust. For you Africans who are here, probably you have the same fairy tale. The rabbit is always the clever one. Yes, yes, the trickster. The rabbit knows everything. She knows everything. You can't tell her anything. So I will cheat you if I want. I'm a rabbit. I just put on your modern sunglasses, and then I go around telling you, yes, you wanted me to go on the sunglasses, huh? I'm going on the sunglasses, and you will be happy. Okay. This is a conclusion. One, Agneta Strom told you about the evaluation we did in 2004 in among those, the village where I come from. And this was a statement from one woman that we interviewed. I quote, "The old people here are saying, we refuse to stop circumcising the little girls because then they will die. So if you do not want us to circumcise our little girls, if you really believe that female circumcision is bad, then you must first show us a medicine to cure lawa lawa." With compliments from my people, probably I am a little bit different from them because I'm cheating you all. Thank you very much.